Find out why a local music store becomes a circus on April 19th. The face of homelessness is changing in La Plata County, and Durango residents sound off on the continuous flow intersection now under construction at the corner of U.S. Highways 550 and 160. These stories and more on this edition of Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon.
You're watching Inside Durango News, your source for information about Southwest Colorado. Brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.
Your vote could be worth thousands of dollars to one Durango nonprofit. Trails 2000 has been selected to compete in an online voting contest from April 21st to May 5th to win thousands of dollars in funding. And if it wins, it will use the money to help build a bike park at Chapman Hill. The contest is sponsored by Bell Helmets, a California company that manufactures safety helmets for car racing, motorcycling, and mountain biking. Bell announced earlier this year that it will donate $100,000 to build 3 trail projects, one each in the West Coast, Central, and East Coast regions. To win, organizations must compete in an online voting contest in April and May. The Trails 2000 Bike Park project was selected to compete in the Central Region election. It is one of only 4 finalists selected from a field of more than 60 proposals. Durango will compete with bike park proposals in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, and Carpentersville, Illinois, and a flow trail system in Nashville, Indiana. Durango's bike park will complement the area's existing multi-use trail system, says Trail 2000 Executive Director Mary Monroe.
In addition to that, we're working on a project to create some user-specific skills areas for bikes. And the benefit of that is that we have such a wide range of outdoor recreation users in Durango, and many of them want to work on their skills. So at any age, you can go and, figure out how to be a better bike rider and improve your skills. So that's what the mission of this whole bike park is about.
Bike park trails will be single-use trails and will be separated from commuter trails that connect Florida Road to Fort Lewis College, Monroe said.
The multi-use trails will still be going on at Chapman, so you'll still be able to walk your dog and hike and use Chapman trails as a commuter trail between town and the college.
The first phase of development is expected to cost around $100,000, Monroe said. To help Trails 2000 win the Bell Helmet funding, vote for the Durango project online starting on Monday, April 21st. Voting ends on Monday, May 5th, when the winner will be announced. Cast your vote at bellhelmets.com/bellbuilt. Imagine this scenario. One moment you have it all, a home, a loving family, a stable career, and then bad luck strikes. One problem leads to another, and before you know it, you've lost your home. Homelessness is a growing problem in America, and just because we don't always see the homeless population in plain sight here in Durango, it doesn't mean we're immune from the problem. The Volunteers of America Community Shelter serves 500 people a year. 40% of those are women and children, and that doesn't count those families who don't make it to the shelter. The face of homelessness in our country is changing, says local service workers. They're no longer indigents living in plain sight. The new face of homelessness are young families sleeping in their cars or crashing on friends' couches. It's the single mother working 2 jobs and stretching to pay for childcare, or the young veteran struggling to find a stable, full-time job. According to Elizabeth Salkind, Executive Director of Housing Solutions for the Southwest, these are the folks who are redefining what it means to be homeless in La Plata County. And the population is growing. Representatives from Governor John Hickenlooper's office recently hosted a meeting in Durango to discuss Pathways Home Colorado, a strategic state plan to prevent and end homelessness in Colorado by the year 2020. The report includes a comprehensive breakdown of counties across Colorado and identifies certain populations and causes of homelessness in each area. The document indicates that the Southwest Colorado region, which includes La Plata, Dolores, San Juan, Montezuma, and Archuleta counties, has a diverse at-risk and homeless population. It also identified distinct cultural difficulties in providing adequate service to members of 3 different Native American communities. The report acknowledges that while significant improvements have been made through the work of Durango's Volunteers of America, the Regional Housing Alliance of La Plata County, and Housing Solutions of the Southwest, the region experiences a lack of affordable housing options and enough economic development to create employment. As a result, the homeless population continues to grow. For the past 16 years, Housing Solutions of the Southwest has helped the local homeless population with the Transitional Housing Program, a 24-month program for homeless families who have children and who are working or going to school. Families work with a case manager to obtain permanent housing. According to the program manager, Laura Scholes, the waiting list for the program is full. With real estate inventory running low in La Plata County, many folks who would be looking to buy are being forced to rent, and they make it more difficult for the population in the lower income bracket to find some place to live. According to Karen Iverson, Executive Director of the Regional Housing Alliance, the average rent ballooned by 13% from 2012 to 2013, with vacancy rates as low as 2%. A recent housing needs study conducted by the Alliance also found that 1,900 renter families in La Plata County who earn under $35,000 a year are paying more than 30% of their income on rent. Overall, more than a third of households are paying more than a third of their income on rent. The solution lies with the creation of more affordable housing, but it's been almost 6 years since Durango saw any new rental construction. Iverson said that while housing availability looks grim right now, there is a bright spot on the horizon. The La Plata Homes Fund, in partnership with Solvera Advisors, will begin construction on a 50-unit affordable apartment community in Durango along 32nd Avenue. Rents will range from $625 to $825. Affordable rent for households that earn less than $35,000. Construction on the project is expected to begin this summer, and families will be able to move in by 2015. While no quick fix can address homelessness in our community, steps are being taken both locally and at a state level to identify the key causes of the issue in an effort to curb the populations from increasing in Colorado. Up next, Record Store Day.
One of the things that we promise every guest at Durango Motor Company is one low price, plain and simple, always.
They can just come in, select the vehicle that they want, and already know the price up front.
Our salespeople here at Durango Motor Company are not paid on commission. Our guys and gals are actually paid on guest satisfaction.
So it doesn't matter if you're purchasing a car that's $4,000 or $70,000, their main interest is finding the car that's right for you.
Meet Dan and his dog Bongo. They started their own dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more. So Dan worked with Fast Signs. They created a plan to attract more customers, get more business, wag more tails. Still, Dan wanted more, and Fast Signs provided more. Fast Signs help with digital displays, mobile marketing, merchandising, fleet graphics, and more. Now Dan has more sales, more locations, more of the good life. And more is exactly what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs, more than 530 locations worldwide.
Are you experienced? First National Bank of Durango is putting you first by inviting you to get your experience at the 8th Annual Durango Wine Experience, scheduled for April 24th through the 26th in downtown Durango. Enjoy seminars on champagne, wine, and beer. Taste wines during the Friday walkabout at various downtown galleries and restaurants. Enjoy lunches and dinners with wine pairings. And attend the grand tasting and restaurant showcase on Saturday. Visit DurangoWine.com for more information.
You're watching Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Although it may be easier and more convenient to download your music from the internet, for millions of music fans, nothing can replace the visceral appeal of flipping through albums or CD titles at a good old-fashioned record store. The physical appeal is why nearly 1,000 independently owned record stores nationwide will celebrate Record Store Day on Saturday, April 19th. And Durango's own Southwest Sound will be right there with them.
We've been celebrating Record Store Day since the beginning, so this is the 7th annual one, and it's quite an extravaganza. It's a great thing. It was started by a couple guys that run the Indie Record Store Coalition, and it was made to put indie stores kind of back on the map. We were going through a time in the industry when the big box stores, Best Buys and Circuit Cities, when they were still here, and Targets were getting a lot of exclusives, and those went to those guys because they had the money and we didn't. So we kind of formed this coalition, and out of that came Record Store Day.
Record Store Day is managed by a coalition of independent music and media stores. Top main musical artists rally around the event with more than 2,000 special releases on CDs and LPs. Those new releases are sold only through independent music stores, and because of their rarity, they draw a crowd. Stapleton said Record Store Day is second only to Christmas in generating sales. Record stores continue to exist despite iTunes downloads and big box discounts because of the quality of sound their products offer and their ability to bring together music lovers in a central location. Southwest Sound is both a music library and a museum with classic autographed LP covers decorating the walls.
I think it's fun. It's an active community. It brings people together. It brings people that like different kinds of music together in an environment where they can celebrate the main thing they have in common, which is music. So it's a great place to come in and hunt for your favorite type of music. It's always a treasure hunt in here because you never know what you're going to find.
Quality of sound is another reason music stores survive. Downloaded tunes can't match the depths of recording on CDs, and in Stapleton's opinion, LPs remain the best of all.
LPs are a lot more fun. It's more of a physical thing. They're bigger. Plus, same thing I talked about before, they sound better. LPs sound better than anything else you're going to get out there other than going to the original source.
You can't download a vinyl record off the internet, that's for sure. Southwest Sound opens for Record Day at 10 a.m. on Saturday, April 19th. For more information, visit Southwest Sound's Facebook page at facebook.com/SouthwestSound1. That's a numeral 1. Between music festivals and soccer tournaments and a host of other special events in Durango, turnout for the annual 9 Health Fair at Escalante Middle School was a little lower than expected. But with a total of 7 health fairs scheduled throughout the month of April, nearly 2,000 people in Southwest Colorado had an opportunity to own their health. In Durango, organizer Karen Zink estimated about 400 people participated in the dozen of low-cost and free screenings available on April 12th at Escalante Middle School.
The mission of 9 Health Fair is to help us own our own health, and so it's nice to get our results, whether we have a primary care provider or we're just here for routine health care. The results of the blood tests and other screenings can be taken to a person's primary care provider.
In addition to Saturday's screenings, volunteers also provided screenings to more than 300 seniors at the Plata County Fairgrounds the day before. Volunteers drew blood samples to test for diabetes, cholesterol levels, liver function, and other diseases. Students with Fort Lewis College's Pre-Health Club offered blood pressure screenings. Chiropractors assessed spinal health, physical therapists tested for balance, and dermatologists conducted skin exams to look for cancer. Durango dermatology physician Dr. Aaron Lloyd said the screenings were life-saving for at least 2 9 Health patients. He found a possible melanoma on one and several skin lesions that appeared to be carcinomas on another. And that's what the 9 Health Fair is all about.
I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people out there who have difficulty getting into doctors, especially specialists, and use this as a chance to get screened to make sure they don't have skin cancers.
If you didn't make it to the Durango Health Fair, you can still take advantage of 4 additional health screenings in the area. On Saturday, April 19th, health screenings will be held at Mancus Junior High from 7 a.m. to noon and at the Silverton School Gym from 8 a.m. to noon. The last 2 will be on Saturday, May 3rd at Bayfield Elementary School and at Southwest Memorial Hospital in Cortez. Both events start at 7 a.m. Pre-register for screenings online at 9healthfair.org. After the break, what Durango residents think about the continuous flow intersection at U.S. Highways 550 and 160.
For natural and organic vitamins and supplements and health and beauty products, there's no better place than Nature's Oasis. We offer an experienced staff, nutrition and supplement education, and exclusive products. Nature's Oasis, home to the largest selections of vitamins and supplements in the Four Corners region. It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, I think he's going to like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Are you experienced? The Four Leaves Winery invites you to get your experience at the 8th Annual Durango Wine Experience, scheduled for April 24th through the 26th in downtown Durango. Enjoy seminars on champagne, wine, and beer. Taste wines during the Friday walkabout at various downtown galleries and restaurants. Enjoy lunches and dinners with wine pairings. And attend the Grand Tasting and Restaurant Showcase on Saturday. Visit DurangoWine.com for more information.
The Strader Hotel was headquarters once again this year for the 20th annual Bluegrass Meltdown. The festival has grown from a few bands in one venue to more than 24 this year. Next, some highlights.
Music historians trace the roots of bluegrass to 17th century American immigrants who naturally brought their ballad and dance music from their homes in Scotland and Ireland. Add a heaping dash of gospel, blues, and banjo from African American slaves, and you have the beginnings of a uniquely American musical movement. Durango celebrated its love for bluegrass music with the 20th annual Bluegrass Meltdown held April 10th through 13th at various sites around Durango. Durango celebrated its love for bluegrass music with the 20th annual Bluegrass Meltdown held April 10th through 13th at various sites around Durango. The Strader Hotel served as headquarters where musicians played throughout the day and night.
Best thing about the festival, I believe, is just bringing a bunch of bluegrass aficionados to the area. All like-minded that love bluegrass and want to just keep it going and listening to live bluegrass music. And then the picking in the parlors, the lobbies, on the streets, it's fantastic.
Organizers plan the festival for April to bring visitors to Durango during the shoulder season, the time of year between skiing and summer activities when there's little else to draw tourists. And they're already planning for the 2015 event.
And if you've missed the Bluegrass Festival this year, the dates for next year are April 17th, 18th, and 19th. So come join us, and we look forward to having as many people come and enjoy great bluegrass music. And we're always looking for new talent, and now we're scoping out bands for next year.
The first official Bluegrass Festival was held in Fincastle, Virginia in 1965. Next, Sean Ferguson finds out what Durango residents think about the changes to the intersection at U.S. Highways 550 and 160. Then we'll visit with local beer aficionado Bill Downs about a Pro-Am beer brewing competition coming to Ska Brewing in May.
Hey Durango, it's Sean Ferguson, and man, it's loud out here at the Camino Del Rio and College Drive intersection associated with the new construction, the CFI at 160 and Camino Del Rio corridor. And this is IDTV's Spill It.
I like the look of what they're doing. Looks like we're getting some new sidewalks and better pedestrian areas. And I mean, the delay is kind of a pain, but I take the frontage road across Ninth Street Bridge, so it hasn't really inconvenienced me all that much directly.
And I think they just do it to have too much money and don't know what to do with it. And it's a very dumb idea. I'm going to mess up the whole city for 6 months.
I don't know. I would say hopefully better than the bridge to nowhere.
Certainly. I was wondering maybe they could connect them both and we could maybe actually get somewhere.
It's a mess, but it's got to get done. It's going to get done one of these days.
Sure.
So why not this year instead of next year?
Right.
Oh, I've been avoiding it, but I'm glad they're doing it.
Why are you glad?
Because it's up down there.
Have you witnessed any road rage other than possibly your own feelings? I hope you don't act them out. I'm sure you don't.
Oh, don't be sure of that.
But it's just like when we did the streets and the sidewalks. It took a lot to get through it, but wow, isn't it worth it? We'll have trees that are green and blooming all summer, so hang in there, folks. It'll be worth it.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
This is another bridge to nowhere.
Being a pedestrian trying to get across the street has always been a nightmare, so I think it's going to be a really good thing.
It's a long time, especially in the summer, but I hope it makes it better.
$6.5 million to fix something that isn't broken. These guys have got their heads.
Learn a bunch of alternate routes, like I have.
Stupid.
As long as CDOT's doing it, it's okay, right?
Thanks for joining us, Eileen.
It's a waste of money.
Well, Durango, feelings run this way and that on a summer filled with construction at the Camino Del Rio and 160 West corridor, but a CFI intersection hopefully will prove to be a benefit. Should be done in August. Check out CDOT's website for more information. For IDTV News and Spill It, I'm Sean Ferguson. Back to you, Ashley.
Nancy Shanks with the Colorado Department of Transportation advises drivers to slow down, be patient, and leave for your destination a little bit earlier than usual. Now, on to some important things. Let's talk beer. I've got Bill Downs here in the studio. He is the judging coordinator for the Animus Ehlers Ska Brewing Pro-Am. It's coming up May 16th and 17th, and I'm elated because we've got beer in the studio.
Yes, we do. This is 2 homebrewed beers that I have that will be in competition. One is a sweet stout, and the other is a Belgian blonde.
You really just made my afternoon, I have to tell you that. Well, let's back up a little bit. Talk to me about Animus Ehlers. I know it's been here in the Plata County for a while, but how did it start?
It was a bunch of homebrewers got together. Brian Leavesley decided to put together a club, him and 2 or 3 other local homebrewers, and they formed the Animus Ehlers out of about 5 or 6 people. And there is now about 25 members. We pulled people in from Aztec and, of course, from Durango and the immediate area. And it's a really good bunch of guys. We meet every Wednesday at Ska, usually at Ska, about 6 p.m. And we just talk beer.
Nice. That's a club I could get down with. And I feel like there's a healthy amount of home brewers in this area, especially in Southwest Colorado. So this Pro-Am that's coming up really gives them the chance to showcase what they've been working on in their kitchens, in their garages. So how do people enter into this?
Well, go to animusehlers.org. That is you register your beer on there. You also have to upload your recipe. And of course, the reason being, the winner of the Best of Show, Ska, will be brewing their beer for the Great American Brew Fest.
That is like a dream come true to any home brewer, especially someone that's been working on a much smaller scale. So talk to me a little bit about what it takes to be a judge in something like this.
You can't really be a judge and not know how to brew. You have to go through a couple of written exams. You have to go through a tasting exam. These are all graded by top-rated judges. You have to have a score of at least 70 to be certified, and they go on from there all the way up to Grandmaster.
So this isn't just for someone that thinks, well, I drink a lot of beer, so I must know a thing or two about it.
You have to, there are 2 parts to it. You have to have the knowledge, but you have to be articulate. You have to know what you're tasting, what you're smelling, and the difference between a Cicerone and a BJCP, this is what I always tell people. A Cicerone has to know the flavors. A BJCP judge has to know how they got there.
Oh, interesting. So you brought a couple for us to sample today. Yes, and I mean, I drink beer, but I'm not a connoisseur by any stretch of the imagination. So I know that this is dark, must be a porter?
This is actually a stout. This would be like a sweet stout. This particular one, I used a lot of pale chocolate malt in it.
I should taste it.
And it's gonna come across like chocolate cake.
Oh, yeah. Wow, and just all the subtle nuances, it gets you like kind of towards the end on the finish. I mean, it really is comparable to wine in terms of all the subtle flavors you can pick up on.
There are actually more combinations of flavors available in beer than there are in wines. There are more variables, there's more ingredients.
Wow, yeah, and I'm tasting all sorts of different things. So if I was to go the polar opposite of that, and I mean, you have 2 beers, so I might as well just try 2.
Please do.
So what is this one?
This is a Belgian blonde. This is very clear. You're going to get some fruity esters, banana, citrus.
As soon as you said the banana, that's so funny. A night and day, obviously, compared to this one.
Definitely. A whole different set of ingredients. The yeast profiles are actually fairly close to the same. There are procedural things you can do to change the overall flavor, but
oh my gosh,
that's what you have.
And exciting to know that there are probably people all over the state, over the country, that just have kind of those harebrained ideas that turn into fantastic brews.
Well, there are so many things you can do. Like, for instance, one of the beers that I've got in fermentation right now is an English bitter. And a bitter, unlike an IPA, starts malty and becomes hoppy and bitter. So, but there's procedural things you do to bring that about.
Okay.
For an IPA, you just keep throwing hops in. English, you don't do that.
So tell me, is the hardest part the waiting?
Yes.
I can totally understand that would be for me. So for people that want to get in on this, they're a home brewer and they really want to get involved with either the Animus Ehlers or the Pro-Am, where's a good place for them to go to get more information?
Well, the animusehlers.org website is a great place to go. It's a great source for minding our meeting spots and minutes from the meeting and that kind of thing, and also to register your homebrew. There are also links there to the BJCP guidelines, because you may have a really good beer but if it doesn't fit the specific guidelines, it's not going to score very well.
Okay.
So you have to know your beers, you have to enter them in the right category.
Very nice. So Anima Sailors is the place to go. And I'm going to say, we've run out of time, but do you mind if I keep these beers with me?
No, please.
All right. We're going
I've
to take
got more.
Thanks for coming in. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, your weekly updates.
This is the story of a company that has its roots in Southwest Colorado. A story about two college friends who founded a local business, of their families and the families of their staff, and of generations to come. It's about the concerns we hold, the passions we share, and the bonds that unite us. We are the Wells Group. And for 3 decades, we've been proud to be a part of the Southwest Colorado community.
X-Rock 105.
Are you experienced? WJ Doyle Wine and Spirits of Durango invites you to get your experience at the 8th Annual Durango Wine Experience, scheduled for April 24th through the 26th in downtown Durango. Enjoy seminars on champagne, wine, and beer. Taste wines during the Friday walkabout at various downtown galleries and restaurants. Enjoy lunches and dinners with wine pairings. And attend the grand tasting and restaurant showcase on Saturday. Visit DurangoWine.com for more information.
You're watching Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Here are your weekly updates. Local Durango notables will perform the play Love Letters by A.R. Gurney on April 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Durango Arts Center. The play shares the unfolding love story between childhood friends through the reading of notes, letters, and cards. Judith Reynolds and Gordon Thomas will perform on Thursday. Jack Llewellyn and Meredith Maple will perform on Friday. And Beth Drum and Rich Fletcher will perform on Saturday. Curtain is 7 p.m. all 3 nights. Tickets are $20 in advance, $26 at the door. You can get them at the DurangoArts.tix.com or by calling the DAC box office at 259-2606. The 21st Annual Creativity Festivity will be on exhibit at the Durango Arts Center now through May 10th. Creativity Festivity showcases the creative works of students in local schools. Visit durangoarts.org for more information. The second annual Crop Walk for Hunger will be held from 8:30 a.m. to noon on Saturday, April 19th at the Florida Mesa Presbyterian Church. The walk benefits the church's World Service Organization efforts to eradicate hunger throughout the world. Visit cwsglobal.org for more information. The 50th Annual Hojani Days Powwow will be April 18th and 19th at the Fort Lewis College Gymnasium. The grand entry begins at 7 p.m. on Friday and 1 p.m. on Saturday and features the traditional pageantry, dances, and drumming of dozens of Native American Indian tribes from throughout the country. For more information, the Native American Center at fortlewis.edu/Hojani Days Powwow. That's it for this week's community updates. The community calendar is brought to you by what'shappeningdurango.com. Post your free event today and join the one-stop, easy-to-use events calendar for Durango. I'm Ashley Dixon. Thanks for watching Inside Durango News, and remember, keep watching. You'll like what you see.
Tune in weekly to watch Inside Durango News, your source for information about what's going on in Southwest Colorado. Inside Durango News has been brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.